in this session we will understand about the applications of the prism. Okay, with different combination of prism, with different angle combination of prisms, how can we use them as applications only with a single application or with a single what you call it as process, that is total internal reflection. So with the help of this process, total internal reflection in prism, we can use these prisms in different applications like binocular, camera and all these things to invert the image. Okay, if image is inverted, we can erect it also. We can turn the image completely, we can rotate the image by 180 degrees by just simply using with the process total internal reflection in prism. So we'll study them in detail. Understand is the first prism we take is of degree angles 45, 90, 45 combination. Okay, this prism is also called as total reflecting prism. Okay, and it is also actually by its construction it is called as right angled isosceles prism because it totally reflects the ray of light which enters into it. So it is also called as total reflecting prism. Now please see here, this is a prism which I had drew it. You can understand very clearly the construction of this right angle prism, how we based or how we arranged it is very important. This particular condition, this particular prism can be arranged in different manners. Okay, so once we can take this as BC as a base, once we can take AC as a base, and we can use it in different way. So in this case we are taking 90 degrees as AB and BC will take it as a base, and while incidenting the ray, we will incident it straightly into the prism, okay, in a straight path, so that there will not be any deviations. Okay, now you can see clearly in the picture or in the diagram, this is a prism with 90 degrees and two angles of 45 degrees. Okay, and it is arranged or it is positioned in such a way that 90 degrees will be actually facing the incident surface. It will be acting, AB will act like incident surface, and the ray of light will straight enter directly into the prism, means will allow the ray of light to pass through it without any deviations, right? Once it enters, okay, on the surface AC, it reflects and comes down. The question comes, why does it reflect there? Because this is a transparent medium, so the ray of light should pass away from the prism and get refracted. Instead, we are seeing very clearly it is getting reflected. Why it is getting reflected is with what angle it had struck on the AC is most important, with 45 degree angle. Okay, whenever the incident ray had travelled directly perpendicular to the AB, then without any deviation it goes according to the conditions what we have learned previously. Okay, so whenever you allow the ray of light, incident ray, perpendicular to the surface, refracting surface, okay, then it will go without deviation, it had gone, no problem. But when striking on the surface AC, because this angle is 45, this angle is 45, this ray of light also strikes on this surface with the angle 45. But we have learnt very clearly that for air and glass medium, the critical angle of glass is always 42 degrees. And this angle is 45, means it is greater than by 3 degrees. So that is why the ray of light will not get refracted out. Instead, it will take a complete turn, means it will suffer total internal reflection. Right, children? And after total internal reflection, the ray of light travels straight in the path. Now again BC becomes a perpendicular surface to the reflected ray. So now the ray of light also comes as it is in straight path. So if you take the arrangement of the prism in this manner, okay, then the ray of light gets totally deviated. That is why the title is given very clearly. Here you can see, to deviate the light through 90 degrees. If I want to deviate the ray of light or incident light with 90 degrees, then this is the position of the prism which I have to take, right? So once I arrange it in this manner, because it is a right angled isosceles prism, okay, I'll take the right angle as its refracting surface, so the ray of light travels from there and as I just explained, it will try to strike on the hypotenuse AC, okay, but it will not refract out. As I said you, for the air and glass pair, the refractive index of the glass is 42 degrees, and here it is striking with an angle 45. So that is why 3 degrees or more, so the ray of light travels. It will strike and exactly get reflected. When it reflects, as we know, the ray of light travels straight in its path. And while it is traveling straight in its path, BC also becomes a surface which is perpendicular to this reflected ray. So it will come out undeviated. So now the ray of light is deviated through 90 degrees. With a perfect 90 degrees, it will reflect. So you can see this is also a 90 degrees angle. Here also it is 90 degrees angle. Okay, so it will reflect. Now let us see what are the conditions for it. The light suffer total internal reflection at AC. So where exactly on the surface total internal reflection is occurring? On AC, right? Then second point, an angle of incidence is greater than its critical angle. Critical angle for glass and air is 42 degrees, right? But it is incidented with 45 degrees. So it is greater. So total internal reflection occurred. Now here in this whole case, in this whole arrangement, AC acts like reflecting surface, right? This action is used in periscope. So this particular action or this particular prism or this particular arrangement of prism is taken in periscope. Okay, it is taken in periscope and it is replaced by plane mirrors. As I told you in the last session very clearly, in prisms, whenever the total internal reflection occurs, no light energy is absorbed or refracted, no energy is lost. So how much, with what intensity it comes to strike on the surface, and whatever may be the energy, total 100% energy is reflected back. So always in periscope, plane mirrors are replaced by this right angle prism. Okay children, did you understood clearly?